Hi folks, it's Bradley J. I'm out on the Charles River. I'm a member of Boston Community Boating now. My card's in my pocket. It's my first day, and it wouldn't have happened if it weren't for Phil Lorenzo, an old friend who got me into it and gave me a couple of introductory lessons as a guest, and here I am. Phil, what do you like about Boston Community Boating? Why do you love it?
I love it. It's a great place to learn how to sail. It's blue-collar sailing, not snob sailing. I've been doing it for 12 years or so now, and I've found out fairly soon in those 12 years that my niche is teaching people how to sail.
So if someone comes here to learn how to sail, you might be their teacher.
Yes, I'm one of many volunteer instructors down here. This is a non-profit organization. There's a lot of volunteerism goes on down here, and I'm one of many.
And we're joined by Anthony Samarco, Boston historian and prolific writer. Anthony, how do you do?
I'm very well. How do you do?
I do very well. Anthony here has written a book on the subject of Boston community boating, which has taught generations of folks to sail, and it was founded by Joseph Lee Jr. Anthony, can you tell us a little bit about Joseph Lee Jr.?
Well, Joseph Lee was not only the son of Joseph and Margaret Copley Cabot Lee, but he was a Boston Brahmin born and bred. The family was an extremely well-to-do family that lived on Mount Vernon Street on Beacon Hill. But he was someone who was a little bit of a renegade, and though he actually did attend Harvard, he actually dropped out and would actually become a member of a dude ranch in the West. In a lot of ways, he was somebody who was his own man. And during the period of the 1930s, he and his wife would actually live on what is today Anderson and Myrtle Street, which was a simple 4-story 19th century house, but they lived on the top floor. He had no heirs whatsoever. And during that period of time, he was somebody who not only dedicated himself to public service, just like his father before him, but he was somebody in a lot of ways that actually enjoyed boating. Now, the family had a summer house in Cohasset, and as a result, most young people that live on the water do learn to boat. And in this instance, he himself actually tried to introduce it to the children of the West End of Boston. And the story went that in the early 1930s, he decided to build a boat on the roof of his house on the north slope of Beacon Hill. He had 2 nephews, Kenny and Denny Robertson. And because they were staying with them for the summer, they decided to keep them not only occupied and active, but by building a boat, they were able to actually bring it down to the Charles River and try to float it. And it did float. And as a result, that was something that not only was enjoyable, but led to all sorts of legal battles. There were people who were the members of the Boston Park Commission that said that it was illegal to actually float your own boat on the Charles River. So throughout the 1930s, Joseph Lee was somebody who not only included children in this aspect of community boating, but seemed to deal with all of the problems of politics of Boston.
I know it seems too good to be true, but you, yes you, could actually learn to sail right here on the Charles River at Boston Community Boating. And here's Dia to tell you how it works. So Dia, what's the procedure to get from zero to being able to sail one of these boats on your own? What do you have to do?
You literally just have to come down to the boathouse, or you can sign up online. It's a 5-minute procedure. It does not take long at all. And after you do that, we'll sign you up for our orientation. And then after orientation, you can take 2 of our intro classes, rigging, and then shore school.
What's rigging?
Rigging basically teaches you how to put the sail up, how to take the sail down, and how to furl the sail. And then in shore school, you'll be able to learn the theory of sailing, how to go upwind, how to go downwind, all the good stuff.
It's very doable. Just come on down to Boston Community Boating and sign up. You can even take the T. You take the red line to the Charles Street station, just get off and walk right across the bridge. I'll talk to you soon. Happy sailing.